Hello and welcome back to a new episode of SwiftUI Elements. Today we will have a look at a slider element. So let's start. So what is a slider? With a slider you can select a specific value in a specific range. So for example, your user can adjust some values in your app. For example, when you have an app which can change an image or change the brightness of an image, then you can show a slider where the user can change the brightness from 0 to 100%, for example. So let's jump directly into code and have a look how the slider works. So for that, I will remove our template here. And first we start off with the text, and because we want to show the value of the slider. So I will call it current value. And of course, we will show the current value, and for that we need a value. So we have a state private var value. And in this example, I will use an integer, for example. And we start with 0. And we add the value here. Value. So let's resume the preview so we can see the change. Okay, so current value is 0. So I add a little bit of padding, and then we can start with our slider. And we will start with the value, and our value is $value because we want the value of the state. Then we have an in, and it's a closed range. And we want to say, okay, from 0 to 40, for example. And then we have our first closure. This one is the label of the slider. So I would say it's my slider. And then we have a minimum value label. For this example, I will say it's the min, and a maximum value label. And you can guess it. I will use a text max. And that should it be for now. I hope so. Slider initializer label. Which one does it need? Now it is happy. The value should be a double. So let's see how our slider looks like. So as you can see, I have the min label, a max label, I have the slider in between, and I have my current value. For now, we can adjust it here and the label changes. We could also say, okay, I want not the commas in here, so I will create an integer here of the value. And for that, I have the complete numbers, and I can move it to 40. I can also change the state or the color if we want when the value changes. So for that, I have an option, and it's called OnEditingChanged. It has a closure, is editing. And now I need a state where I can store the state for editing. So I will add a state private var, and I will call it as editing. It's a bool, and by default it's false. And now here I can say is editing, is this editing of the closure. And now I can change, for example, the color of the text in here. So I say foreground color. That's the old one. So normal, the new version is foreground style. And I would say if it is editing, I will use the color of red. Otherwise, I will use the color of black. And now we can see the label is black. And when I change the value, it will become red as long as I drag the handle to one side. And when I release it, then the color gets back to black. So let's try it. Okay, I'm moving and the color is red, and now I release the handle and it gets black. Okay, that works. So sometimes you want to allow only certain steps in the slider. So for now, I can do every count from 0 to 40. But for example, I want only steps by 5. So I have an additional value which I can set here, and it's called step. And I will say 5. And now when I drag the handle, the values get increased by 5 or decreased. And that's, in short, all what a slider can do. I hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye bye.